This is the grand finals of the World of Warcraft Arena World Championship. Are you guys ready? Yes, I take that as a resounding yes. And before we're going to head into the grand final, which is going to be a best of 7, so a lot of amazing games coming up for you, we're going to have a guest here on stage. So please, a warm applause for Brian Holinka, the senior game designer. Brian, thanks a lot for joining us.
No problem, love to be here.
We had so many amazing games.
Yes.
I saw you in the crowd being like on the edge of your chair.
Yes.
What were your thoughts so far in the tournament?
I'm tired. You guys tired? These matches are exhausting, I gotta tell you. I am just so excited to be here. I am so excited to see all of you. Standing room only for WoW PvP. How many of you are here because you love WoW arenas? BlizzCon is about our players. It's about our love, your love of our games. You support us. Because of your patronage, we are able to do what we love, and that's make amazing video games. So thank you very much for that. Back there, there's players. These are players, and they're just like you. They're guys who love this game. They play their hearts out. They're having a good time. I'm so excited to be here with you to watch it. So who here is pulling for Skill Cap to you? And who here is pulling for Bleached Bones? I think we're gonna have a great match. We've had two of the most exciting semifinal matches in the history of WoW Arena. Those casters are telling you about it. They're pumping you up. I want you guys to shake this stadium. I want you to let everyone else know that WoW Arena is exciting. You love it. And we're here to make it happen. Thanks very much.
With this crowd, that is going to happen. So Brian, thanks a lot for joining us here.
Problem.
Can't wait to watch the games with you later.
Thank you, everybody.
Brian Holinka, everyone. And now it is time to get the players on stage. And let's start this off with Bleached Bones, ladies and gentlemen. And in this grand final, they will be going up against Skill-Capped EU. Those are our finalists here for the World of Warcraft Arena World Championship. You guys look ready? Yeah, you guys do look ready. How ready do you feel, though?
Super ready.
Super ready.
Can't get more ready.
Good, good. That's what we want to hear. Now, you guys just watched them pulling an amazing comeback as well, which you just did before them. How do you think the game is going to pan out between the two of you?
Honestly, I think it's going to be really, really close. Like any of the games, any of the series they have played have been so close. Of course, it's going to be some dampening games most of the times. So we're a bit against the clock, but we have some pretty good strats for most situations. So hopefully we can make the best out of it.
All right. You seem prepared. You guys seem as ready as can get. You guys are ready? And so are we. So please hand it over to our casters.
Hey guys, we're here at BlizzCon 2014. We have the grand final set. As you heard, the crowd is ready. The players are ready. Are you guys?
I am absolutely ready. I am every bit as ready as Bleached Bones at this particular moment in time. They sound like they could not get any more ready. Of course, Skill-Capped looking fantastic as well, ready to go into this. That was some just crazy series.
Yeah.
Both of these series that got them here, just ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely insane. I mean, who would have expected to see 1 3-0 comeback, you know, and let alone 2 in a row? It's pretty insane. The stage has been set for the most crazy grand finals that we have ever seen, and hopefully these matches can live up to ones that we've seen all day.
Yeah, it is going to be a best of 7, so we're going to have a lot of matches ahead of us, at least 4, and I really doubt that we're only going to see 4 matches.
Yeah, I don't think
between these two teams. It's going to go longer than that.
Oh, of course, and both teams just playing an absolutely impeccable games to get here. We talked about both teams going down 0-2 and just coming back, and Bleached Bones, just incredible last 3 games.
Yeah.
They were absolutely crazy. You know, we had the crowd favorites, 3 Amigos, go down to them, and I mean, that last Dalaran Sewers round was like textbook LSD2.
Yeah, they played so incredibly well. But at the same time, skill capped, I mean, it's like, if these two teams are playing at the level that they each played in their last 3 games of their series, I mean, who even comes out on top? I don't even know, man. It's like two perfectly playing teams, basically. It's just been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, we saw some jitters, some mistakes from both teams in the opening games of their series, but those are also, to be fair, the first matches that they played on stage. You know, the no links from Looney, the no block from No Lifer, and things like that. But that's out of their system now, I think. And we do have Bleached Bones on the screen, one of your European representatives in the grand finals. Closest to us, that's going to be Laguna. In the middle, that is Laser Chicken, and on the far end, that is going to be Looney playing the Restoration Shaman. And you know, they all have been playing incredibly well, but Laser Chicken to me is the standout player of the tournament.
Oh, absolutely, definitely. I think he's the big reason why they were able to defeat 3 Amigos, just doing a crazy job of crowd controlling Venruki nonstop.
Yeah, and not just Venruki, but Sidhu also. Snuts when it was important. He was just doing everything that needed to be done, filling those holes. And we do see now skill-capped EU on the screen. It's going to be Zuniaki closest to the screen. In the middle is going to be Talbytree, and on the far end is going to be No Lifer coming back, you know, having the guts to go into a mirror against Push, who was just dominating them, you know, in their main comp. Go into a mirror, win 3 games straight. You know, what a confidence boost from that. And they even said, you know, Zuniaki speaking to No Lifer, being confident even before they started playing against them. They were down 0-2, and he said they're confident to win anyway. And I mean, that speaks a lot to this team. You know, this team has a lot riding on it, especially No Lifer and Zuniaki were in the grand finals last year where they got blanked by skill capped. They do not want to have a repeat of that. They want to show you what they are made of and finally claim that elusive world championship title.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like this match is just about to get started here. The teams are queuing in. We will be getting underway here very, very shortly. Bleached Bones versus Skill Cap. These are 2 names that have been around in WoW Arena for ages at this point. Very well-known names in the community. Very well-known players as well. I cannot wait for these matches. How about you guys? Are you able to wait for these any longer? I didn't think so. We're going to get underway here in just a second. The doors will be opening very, very shortly. And then we're going to be heading into these grand finals.
Yep, guys, we're going to be starting off on Nagrand Arena. Bleached Bones going up against skill-capped EU, the 6 best players in the world sitting down to do battle here for $250,000 in prizes. The victor going to take home $70,000 more than second place. Each win worth about $15,000, $20,000. Pretty insane. Laser Chicken going to be starting things off. Starfall comes out. Roof Beam down there onto No Lifer. Talbytree already in the clone. We can see that Laser Chicken just getting pushing forward. The bash comes out onto Talbytree. No Lifer in a lot of trouble already, taking so much damage from these dots. We do see Looney getting low. No Lifer getting low. The clone offensively comes out. He gets recloned on his trinket, denying those heals coming in. But Looney already has the link. No one's getting in. And there's so much trouble for Looney. He's silenced up. He may go down early on here. The link was completely ineffective. Neither of his teammates got in. Now it's going to be the gateway. Ascendant's already coming out. Link already coming out. Trinket already coming out. A brutal start for Bleached Bones.
Yeah, they did say that they thought a lot of these matches were going to go into dampening, but if we keep with openers like that, that may not be the case. Tons of damage and cooldowns coming out in the opener there. Just absolutely ridiculous damage coming out of Skill Capped EU and coming out of Bleached Bones as well. Both teams had very, very tense moments there. And yeah, we're just going to continue on from here. Laguna now in a Cyclone is going to come out of that as well. They're both just sort of pulling back a little bit here. They want to build back up and get ready for another big push like the one we just saw a second ago. Cyclone now coming out, goes on to Zuniaki. They're going to start putting some damage into No Lifer here. He's got the Incanter's ward up. That's going to help out a little bit, but I don't know that it's going to be too much longer, or to be able to help him out for too much longer. But no, it looks like Bleached Bones is actually going to pull back from this and wait for another opportunity.
Yep, definitely smart to do so. You know, they know they can play the long game. Why force it early? No reason to take the risk. You know, Talby doing pretty well on mana, but he is a little bit behind Looney, and it's only going to get harder going further into the game. But we know the amount of burst that can come into this team, and Looney's still sitting without a trinket, without a link, without Ascendance. You know, he's going to be that target they want to get to, but with his positioning, will they ever be able to do it? Talby and Zuni both getting caught by that Shadow Fury. The dot damage coming out of Laguna here is massive. Laguna and Laser Chicken just doing a crazy job pushing them back. Here comes the deep freeze onto Looney, but they have the damage coming in. Now the Psychic Core, will the Silence follow that up? The Orb comes out. This could be it. They have the Silence. Silence does come down. Laser Chicken is cloned up as well. He's still alive, though. The Heart of the Wild heals coming out. Nature's Guardian is proc. He's so low. Devouring Plague comes in, but Laser Chicken with the massive heals from the Heart of the Wild, able to keep his shaman alive, and that is going to mean Trinket and Link are going to be back up before he needs them again. So a critical juncture there in the game, and that may have swung in the tempo too far in the favor of Bleached Bones for Skill Cap TU to recover. The full howl comes out on Talbytree, and Zunyaki's in trouble.
Yeah, for sure. There definitely were a lot of cooldowns used by Bleached Bones in that, but like you said, Looney's Trinket is now available. His Link will be up very soon as well. And if they keep going on Looney, he will obviously have his Nature's Guardian available as well. Zunyaki now taking a lot of damage. Talbytree actually getting pretty low as well.
Yeah, Talby's taking a lot of damage. I liked that choice. They did get a good Fear followed by a Bash with a Star Surge on top of it to drop Talby pretty low. But I like that they're spreading it between Zuni and Talby, just making sure that Talby is going to have to spend a lot of mana.
Look at Looney, though. The Deep Freeze into the Psychic Horror, followed up by that Silence. Now he's going to get feared on his Tremor, taking a lot of damage as the Orb comes out. They do force the Trinket once more, and they are working through these cooldowns. But look at the pressure coming back. Talbytree in the Howl, no life or low. He needs to keep his team topped off so they can continue to get to the Shaman over and over. Urzok's now coming out of Talby as he's getting dangerously low. He was down to below half and did have to pop that. No life for sitting at about 2/3 HP. Gets out of the Shadow Fury. Talby still being pressured so hard here by Laguna and by Laser Chicken. Looney pulling back to the other side of the map, and Skill Cap TU just has no pressure right now, but they know they don't need to do the damage. They just need to set up the perfect swap onto Looney. If they can get there, they could just 100 to 0 him. There is no Heart of the Wild or Trinket on Laser Chicken. There's no Trinket on Looney. Those are the cooldowns they need to survive. They need the deep Psychic Core Silence. If they can get it, they could win the game in the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, No Life are actually using a lot of his mana to spell steal there as well, which is really, really awesome in this juncture because Laser Chicken is tossing out those rejuvenations. Being able to steal them for himself and just put a little bit of extra healing on his own team is fantastic. Talbytree now silenced. He's going to be, looks like they're going to be okay for just now. No big push coming out of that. Looney now in a full sheep. He does
Here they go. They're going to set up out of this, man. They're looking for the ring. The Deep's going to come off that. 5 Icicles available. This could be the game if they can get the proper setup. Will they be able to do it? Disrupting Roar over on the Laser Chicken. So much damage coming out. The Silence will follow. Surely he's going to go down, but no, not just yet. He gates out of there. He's still alive. The Tranquility coming out for Laser Chicken, helping massively there. The Battle Master as well. The Unleash Healing Surge will top him back off.
I don't know how Looney hasn't died yet. This is amazing that the fact that he's even able to stay alive through all of this. Laser Chicken, like you guys were saying just before this, is just doing a stellar job of assisting in those situations where Looney is not able to get any heals off.
Now, No Lifer did use a block there to stay offensive when he was crowd control, but Zuni taking a lot of damage as he's behind the pillar, back with Laser Chicken, who did have the Celestial Alignment up that's just going to fade right there. So the dots are doing a lot of damage right now. No Lifer down to half. Also, Talby doing a great job of keeping his team topped, but it's costing him his mana.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, Looney with the Trinket back once again, something they'll have to work through once more. I mean, he has the Ascendance, Trinket, Link, everything coming back off cooldown. And, you know, Skill Cap TU with these brilliant pushes forward. But it's, like they said, it's a race against the clock when you're fighting this LSD2. They know they are just a burst team. They cannot stand toe-to-toe with the sustained DPS. And look at that beautiful knockback by Laser Chicken. The Deep comes in, but he's just going to knock Zuni away, so they can't get the setup. Now, No Life are trying to go for that ring, but he's just going to get cloned up once again off of his Trinket. Looney going to be sheeped up. Now the Fear comes in on Laser Chicken, the Silence onto Laguna. They're going to try to set it up onto him. We do see Zuni just trying to solo him up, but No Lifer can't actually get there. Now he does come in. He's out of LOS of Looney. He could be in some trouble here. The Orb comes out. A lot of damage is going down, but Laser Chicken just healing through it. The Symbiosis Rejuve's coming out as well, and you can see he is being topped off very quickly.
Yeah, just again, great play by Laser Chicken, being able to fill in there when Looney is stuck in those crowd control chains. It's just really what makes this LSD2 comp just so strong. There's the Deep Freeze onto Looney, into the Ring of Frost as well. Damage coming in on Laguna, actually. They're going to focus on him for the time being. Fear onto Laser Chicken as well. Not looking too scary. There's a Silence on Laguna, but it looks like they're trying to turn it around onto Zuniaki. He's actually taking a bit of damage, dipping down to around half health. Does have a good round of hots on him, but those are actually starting to fall off now. Talbytree, he's getting those back up. He's doing his best he can, but he's getting so low on mana, he is not going to be able to hold on to this for much longer.
Now, what do you think about the target choice of going on Laguna over Laser Chicken and Looney during this match? You know, even though we're only about 9% into dampening.
I think that Laguna, you know, definitely is the right choice there. I just feel like with the Barks in on top of everything else, it's going to be too much to work through. And Looney is going to get silenced up here. Laguna ports back, resummoning that Observer once again. They have been killing that off pretty consistently. Clone over onto Laser Chicken. Zuniaki taking a bit of pressure himself. But Talbytree has done a great job to stabilize his team. And he's going to be drinking right back to full mana here. He has been sat down for so long. long. He is going to stand up with a ton of mana, but is he waiting too long here? No Lifer back behind the pillar. He stands up 240,000 mana. Great job by him. And now here comes Laguna, pushing in hard. He gets the Shadow Fury into the Howl of Terror. No Lifer starting to rot as this Demon Soul double trinket dots are active there from Laguna. What do they have for Talbi out of this? Nothing just yet. They're going to be okay.
Yeah, Talbi got so much mana out of that drink. That's really a game changer for them right now, as he's going to be able to continue pumping out those massive heals, which he desperately needs as they're getting deeper and deeper into dampening. Now Deep Freeze coming in onto Looney. Talbi taking a bunch of damage. Full sheep onto Looney as well. He does have his trinket. He's choosing to sit through this sheep. He does not feel that Laser Chicken's in too much danger, but I don't know. He's dipping kind of low at the moment. He does have that Devouring Plague ticking on him as well. Laser Chicken now going to try and heal himself up. Does get the Cenarian Ward off on himself, but he does get feared off into a ring. Looney now in a Cyclone as well. This is actually looking like Skill Cap EU might be able to try and make something happen here, but it's going to take a little bit of time for Zuniaki to build up those orbs again and get another Devouring Plague out for that big push of damage.
Yeah, I mean, and they can force cooldowns with that, but the problem is Bleach Bones has the cooldowns to give.
Yeah.
They need to be constantly working through them. If you're not forcing Trinket, if you're not forcing Link and these big cooldowns every single time you go, you're not going to get anything done. Now they're going over onto Laguna, the deep into the sheep onto Looney. They're going to be trying to pressure this Warlock as dampening does ramp up. It seems to be a good strategy for a lot of teams in this tournament. No Lifer though caught in the clone. Talbi starting to fall a little bit behind on himself, but there's not really any dots out. They're going to be okay. Silence now over onto Looney, and the clone over onto Laser Chicken. 3v1 onto Laguna. He's going to get the Shadow Fury though, going for the Fear on Talbi. He does remove the Fear Ward, but he gets locked on the next one. Now the ring comes down. It's going to catch two. Well played there by No Lifer to CC the Shaman, but they are going to decide to pull back.
And Zuni's taking a bunch of damage right now, as is Talbi. Bleach Bones just doing a great job of keeping that spread dot pressure up. Laser Chicken able to push up and CC just non-stop this match, doing a great job. And the thing to note is he's going to have his heart back up the next time that Skill Cap is going to push very offensively.
And Talbi actually silenced, dipping kind of low back over here. He is standing in his mushroom, so he should be okay. But that was actually a scary moment there for him for just a second. Bleach Bones, again, just doing a great job with this spread pressure. That's really the scary part of this LSD2 composition, is there's just dots on you constantly. Talbi's doing everything he can to try and keep that going with the dispels, with the constant hots going out himself, but they're not going to be able to hold on to it for too much longer. 26% into dampening. This is starting to look scary.
Definitely is, and it's only going to get more and more scary from here. So, you know, it's that sinking feeling sometimes when you're playing against a team like this, and they're going to have to pick their opportunity, and they're going to have to go hard for it, see if they can, you know, get a kill. Laguna has been their target for the last little while. They've kind of given up on Looney as it has moved more into dampening. There's a deep, but it is just going to be for the ring. Can he follow it up? He does land the ring. Fear onto Laser Chicken. They've got the 3v1 they want. Silence onto Laguna, but no damage really coming out from No Lifer just yet. Now the follow-up sheep. Do they have a clone after that? There's the roar. They're going to be looking for that sheep. MCS over onto Laguna, getting a lot of damage out now, but it's going to cost him the heals. Looney's cloned up. They're still continuing with the clone onto No Lifer out of that fear. He cloned him on this trinket and really shut down a lot of the mage's damage there, you know, kind of just destroying that push forward. Laguna does get cloned up, but going to use the Unbound Will, just going to get out of that and continue pumping out that damage. Talbi Tree getting desperately low on mana now. We're going to have to see if they're going to be able to continue this for very much longer.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a great job of Laser Chicken tossing out that the Cyclone to prevent Looney from having to trinket there, so he still has his trinket available because he was able to sit that full duration Cyclone.
Yeah, very few cooldowns actually used by Bleach Bones in that last push, and now Skill Capped is looking like they're going to have to start using some cooldowns themselves. Talbi at low health in a Cyclone. Zuniaki and No Life are both low as well. Looks like they're going to try and turn it over onto Zuniaki. He's taking a bunch of damage. They're actually pinging back and forth between No Lifer and Zuniaki at the moment, just spreading that pressure like crazy, making it so hard for Talbi to actually keep them alive. Talbi now getting stuck out in the open here. That's very, very dangerous. He pops the innervate, but I don't think he's going to be able to live much longer.
I think we're at the point of no return. He's going to get into the ice block there, out of that Shadow Free. Will stay alive for now. The Ursox does get popped as well, but look at these dots just rotting everyone down. Looney pops the Ascendance, wants to keep them offensive. Laguna now, Demon Soul active, triggered up there as well. Starfall comes crashing in. Look at Talbi Tree getting dangerously low here. There's the bash coming in from Laser Chicken, looking to finish things off as No Lifer is going to get sheeped up there. The Meta Reflect coming in key. UA Dispel caught by Talbi, but he is redotted by Laser Chicken very quickly. Zuniaki now pushing forward. Deep Freeze onto Looney. They're trying to force Laser Chicken back, but he pops the Heart of the Wild. Now the clone going to land on Laguna. He decides to trinket that from Talbi. Wants to keep the dots up as best as he possibly can. Talbi is dotted up now. Maybe going to look for a drink. He wants to desperately, but he just doesn't have the time. No Lifer so low. Zuniaki so low. And if they can get any more CC out, this could be the game. The Double Howl comes in. Fear Ward replaced up onto Talbi. Zuniaki in so so much trouble right now, but Talby's gonna go down, I think 10K, 3K, and he will fall. And Bleached Bones take first blood in the grand finals, 3 games away from $120,000.
That's a pretty big chunk of change for 3 more games that they got to win here. That was looking very, very strong for Skill-Capped actually very early on. They made a couple of really good pushes early, but against this comp, they really have to capitalize on those early pushes, pull out all the cooldowns that they possibly can, and grab that win early, because as we just saw, the longer this game goes, the harder it gets for Skill-Capped.
Yeah, I mean, they had that one kind of window of opportunity where they maybe could have killed Looney off early on, where there was no trinket on Laser Chicken or Looney. There was, there was no Heart of the Wild. Most of the key cooldowns were down, and they did get him low. But the Nature's Guardian, the Hellstone, the Battlemaster, everything came out during that silence, because you can still use all that stuff while you are silenced up. Yeah. So he was able to survive through that, got the gateway across the map, and doing a fantastic job to survive there.
Yeah, so I do think we have a replay here. Yeah, here it is, in fact. The last few moments of that last game.
Just look at his mana. Like, Talby didn't have much to do at this point. The double howl comes out on the DPS shortly after, but, I mean, he was basically trying to find a place that he could sit down and drink, and he didn't have any time, because look at the life bars of his teammates. It's just, at this point, there wasn't much. It was a great job, but he spread himself out from his team at this point, and then...
Yeah, I mean, it really just is a race against the clock. This team cannot go toe-to-toe damage-wise, this late in the game. And, as Laser Chicken comes in here, that's going to be the end of it. You see the Star Surge come crashing in. No chance for Talby. He does fall. And that is, the first point there on the board for Bleached Bones, who have been looking so good. They were one of the teams that really impressed me most. They actually were the team that impressed me most in the European qualifiers. Skill-Capped EU really stepped up their game from the European qualifiers till now. I think they've been playing a lot better. Although they did go straight through in the European qualifiers, they look kind of shaky in some of those series, and a lot of the teams that they did beat didn't look like they were playing their best either. But here they've been playing fantastically. But Bleached Bones is playing a little bit better, at least in that first game.
And these teams are absolutely ready to get back into it. Both of them immediately telling me that they're good to go, and you can tell that the confidence is high. They didn't have to sit and talk about what was going on. They knew the strats. Like Suniaki was saying on stage, they know the answers. They just have to execute them well.
Yeah, I don't think there were really any surprises for either team in that last match. It's just a matter of the longer it goes on, the easier it gets for Bleached Bones, the harder it gets for Skill-Capped. But Skill-Capped does have plenty of chances left to make a comeback over here as we are about to go into this next match. Bleached Bones up 1-0 versus Skill-Capped EU in these grand finals. Best of 7, 4 games to win it. We're just about to get started here. These two teams are looking ready. I think everybody's ready for this one.
Definitely, guys. So if you would like to see Bleached Bones go up 2-0, let's hear it. And if you want to see Skill-Capped EU tie it up, battle back here in game 2, give them a cheer.
So we're going to follow Zuni out of the gate so far. I really like that Skill-Capped does use a few cooldowns right from the start to try to earn early trinkets and just start the pressure on their end. It paid off in some of the series against Push Push, especially at the start where they almost killed the mage immediately out of the gate. And it looks like they're going to hang back a little bit more. This map choice lets them kind of play the field and spread things out.
Yep, definitely does, and we'll see how that's going to work out for them. Right now, they do kind of Looney pinned back in the entrance, and he's going to sheep up on the shelf. They're going to go hard onto him. Deep Freeze immediately trick him, but he gets Psychic Horde before he can do anything. Out comes the Orb. The Silence going to land as well, but the NS heal from Laser Chicken is massive. He's going to get cloned up, though. Still in trouble is Looney, getting dangerously low. He gates out of there at 100K. The Roar hits 2. Will they be able to catch back up? I don't think so. If he can land this heal, he's going to be okay, and he will land the heal, but now the offensive clone, a bit of a miscommunication there. Talby comes over with the offensive NS clone, and they actually kind of did some damage into that. Spiritworker's Grace now being popped. We see the Battlemaster going up there as well. The Water Elemental going to be killed off by the LSD as they start to turn things around. Laser Chicken, though, caught in the fear. It's a triple fear. Beautiful play there by Zuniaki. The Deep Freeze overlap perfectly. We see the Devouring Plague coming out. Looney down below half. Out comes the Ascendance. He's trying to stay alive. He will do so.
Talby has Heart up right now, just trying to keep his team up, using the cooldown early. And as with the Ascendance up, Looney's able to pick himself back up. And we do see the dots coming out from Laguna with the Dark Soul up, plus Celestial Alignment out from Laser Chicken too. So they are going to be putting the pressure back onto the team of Skill-Capped.
Yeah, for sure, but Bleached Bones did have to use almost every I think Link was actually the only cooldown that didn't go out in that. Even Laser Chicken used his Heart of the Wild, which immediately got cloned, so he wasn't able to get much out of it. So Bleached Bones looking a little bit in trouble if they, I don't know if they're going to be able to survive another push like that first one, but they're just making sure that Skill Cap doesn't even get the opportunity. Tons of damage coming in onto No Lifer there, now into a clone, going to keep him from getting super topped off. It did come in a little bit late to catch him at really low health, but there's the follow-up clone as well. Zuniaki into a Fear. Looks like Bleached Bones starting to pull back a little bit.
Yeah, they are really trying to just delay the burst as well. They see him with the 5 icicles. They're trying to get out of there. You see Looney actually, oh wow, a beautiful life grip there, pulling him right over to Looney. He's going to look for the deep freeze. Will he be able to get it? Now out comes the orb. There's the proc. The icicle's going to get unleashed here, but a beautiful clone there, of course, by Laser Chicken. Now the Psychic Horror to follow it up. Will we see the silence? It does look like we will not just yet. The Link is going to come down. Zuniaki unable to get that silence off as he was cloned up, and that could have been the game.
Laser Chicken wasn't able to get in to the Link, however, so it just normalized Laguna's and Looney's health.
There's that silence, though. Look at his HP. Out comes the Devouring Plague, down below 100K. He's in trouble. Can he top himself back off? 70K, 60K HP, 40K. Will he go down? He's desperately trying to stay alive, but he falls!
Every single last CC possible chained beautifully to be able to make sure that Looney fell in that particular engagement. Skill Capped, they just lined up everything that they possibly had. It was a very much a fire everything sort of moment, and it absolutely paid off for them. Looney falls, and they've tied it up 1-1.
And the ring on top meant Looney couldn't go anywhere. It was great, and you know he didn't have a trinket available, so he couldn't just walk out and trinket that off. You know.
Yep.
Just so much trouble.
Yeah, nothing he could really do at the end there. And I mean, the ring was just brilliant from No Lifer, but Talbytree also taking advantage of the team kind of dogpiling in, trying to help out their shaman. Hits a triple disorienting roar on their whole team.
Yeah.
You know, it just really stopped them from being able to CC or peel, do anything for him. And the damage just getting pumped out so hard. You know, he was trying to stay alive with instants, with Riptides and stuff like that. He didn't feel like he could cast because he knew No Lifer was sitting on that CS ready to lock him out. And just such great play there from Skill Cap to you know, showing the potential that they do have. That really was the best healer killing map though. And we do have a replay here. We can see that Psychic Horror is up, and you know, he wasn't able to get the silence off here because of that clone, as we did talk about, but it became a big deal, you know, shortly after that, because Looney feeling a little bit safe perhaps, you know, maybe holding on some cooldowns a little bit longer than he should have.
There's the ring.
And I mean, the trinket is up here from Looney. He sits the silence though. This is where things start to go bad. I mean, he pops the stone form feeling like he's going to be okay, but where is he going to go?
Yeah, maybe trinketing the silence and getting into the room may have been the better option at that point.
Yeah, I mean, he died with his trinket still up, so at that point, you should have used it on something at the very least, either the ring or the silence or anything really. Could have made a big difference in that engagement. Looks like we are just about to get this next game started, so we'll be getting into game 3 here very shortly. But that was a great couple of games so far.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. But, you know, I think it was one of those things where, you know, Looney was saying, okay, I have to worry about the deep freeze. That's what I need to use my trinket for. I really need to be concerned about that. And because the silence, you know, the chain got broken up, he kind of felt like he was out of the woods. And that's something we talked a bit about yesterday with the Frost Mages. The damage can come out from anywhere. It doesn't just have to be deep freezes. It can be procs. It can be, you know, like brain freezes and the icicles being stacked up and stuff. It's not just during deep freezes. So, you know, with that silence coming out there, even though it was split up from the rest of the chain, it was more than enough to put them ahead to a point where Looney couldn't recover. So, you know, sitting through that silence was just a little bit greedy, and I think it's an understandable decision, though, because, you know, he does have to be so worried about this long chain. I mean, they're doing the same chain every time. It's going to be, you know, the deep into the Psychic Core. He fears silences on top of that, and it's such a dangerous chain, so he's trying to say, okay, I need my trigger for this. I can't blow it, you know, and then die later. But in some of these scenarios, you have to make that hard choice and use it in a less than ideal situation.
Yeah, which is what may have let him live at that moment. But both these teams doing a great job. Both maps so far, just incredible amount of skill shown. The CC overlaps were almost nothing, except for when it was totally intended to by the team of Skill Capped to prevent, you know, any other things happening.
Things like that,
It's great. I mean, this is, if you play these comps, I mean, these are both very popular comps, especially where the Moonkin fits in this comp very, very well. Like, if you are playing a Moonkin, you're probably playing this comp.
Yeah, this is without a doubt the best Moonkin comp. And, you know, Shatterplay, one of the best comps in the game as well. The Druid Mage synergy is massive. It's, you know, this is kind of the battle of Druid Mage versus Shaman Lock. You know, those are two of the kind of like the cores that make up a a lot of the best comps in the game. And we're seeing why. I mean, these players are playing at the highest level, and it is kind of the battle of the Druid Mage versus the Shaman Lock. Oftentimes, the Shaman Lock is the one that kind of really likes going later into the game. It is, kind of the more slow-paced style, kind of rot them down as the Affliction Warlock, kind of just drag it out sometimes. More defensive play. You don't really have the big burst defensive play. You don't really have the big burst capabilities. Whereas Druid Mage is all about the setup. It's all about getting the cross CC and just erasing someone off the map.
Yeah, especially with that priest too. They can really bank the orbs. They can sit on the procs. They can just be absolutely ready for when the mage has his altar time, his icicles, everything, all his procs also. And towards the end, when we were watching No Lifer, he just sat there and spammed ice lances into him, and it was just doing so much damage.
Yeah, even without even without like the major procs, it still hurts quite a bit. But obviously, with the frozen orb and whatever else in there, you can do quite a bit of damage with those. So we will be getting underway here very shortly. Yeah. Just waiting for one last little thing to get organized here, and it actually looks like the match is just about to spin up.
Tolvaron Arena is the selection here from Bleached Bones. We are all tied up 1-1 in the grand finals. Remember, it is a best of 7, so they still have quite a ways to go here. Both teams are going to need to secure themselves 3 more victories if they want the title of BlizzCon champion.
And we've just seen so many amazing plays already out of this skill-capped team. I can't say enough about that WMD series with Push Push. They just showed that they can flex and do anything. I don't see them changing anything from these comps, both teams, just because this is their tried and true. This is what they qualified with. This is what they know really well.
I would be absolutely shocked, actually, if anyone changed anything up at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
I just don't think there's any chance of seeing that in this series, especially. So 2 teams, just chock full of confidence, rightfully so. They've made it all the way to the grand finals, both guaranteed at least $50,000, which is quite the payday already, but they want to be playing for that first place. They want the trophies, the 120K, and the glory. And now Laguna going to be getting that gateway down. This is going to be an exciting game. We do know that Bleached Bones likes to drag it out. They like to play safe, pull back, and this is a fantastic map to do that on.
So the clone with the root beam on top of No Lifer not able to do much against that at that point. As you see the empowered dots coming out from Laguna with the double trinket and the Dark Soul already, with a sheep onto Looney, and Laser Chicken also following up with damage.
Here's the setup, though. There is that deep freeze out with the orb coming out. They're going to be going very hard onto Looney. There's the Psychic Core. Will the Silence follow it up? Laguna, oh my god, look at that damage coming out, but massive NS Heart of the Wild crit heal there from Laser Chicken, brings him right back to full.
Yeah, very scary moment, very well handled by Laser Chicken. He really has been doing just a fantastic job helping out in those situations. Now turning it around onto Zuniaki. He's taken a bunch of damage. Is going to get topped off there by Talby Tree. Talby trying to get back over here, out of line of sight, dropping down that mushroom, wants to try and build back up again, let Zuniaki get his orbs back up again so they can come in for another push here very soon. Laser Chicken actually out in the middle of the open here. He's just doing everything that he can out here, putting out tons of pressure, not really in any danger whatsoever. Looney keeping him alive, no problem, not even having to spend much mana to do it either, so that's a fantastic opportunity there for Bleached Bones just to continue this ridiculous pressure. Now Zuniaki in that clone, Talby in the fear, and it looks like they're trying to start pushing some pressure onto No Lifer.
Here comes the fear over onto Laser Chicken. Now the deep freeze onto Looney. This is a setup they do want, but do they have the damage to make anything happen with it? No. The Psychic Core comes in a split second too late. Looney's going to be able to get out of there, but they're in hot pursuit. The Shadow Fiend comes out. They want to commit. We just see the sounds going down. He's moving forward to try to get that link off. Will he be able to do it? He's actually going to get cloned up offensively now. They're going to look for the setup. The ring comes down. This is a repeat of last game, but will he make the same mistakes? Will he be able to survive? The Ascendance is up. It looks like, wow, a big heal comes out, and he is going to be just fine.
And the fear onto No Lifer at the correct moment with a clone on to Zuni, so they're doing a great job of protecting their healer. Here comes the deep, as we do see the orb is spinning. He is getting procs. He is trying to make something happen on to Looney, but Looney's doing a great job of keeping himself alive while he makes his way over to that pillar.
Yeah, and they're just not able to use that orb in a situation where it's going to keep hitting people for a long period of time. The orb comes out, it hits one person, then it slows down and just sort of stands there being the saddest thing in the universe. Zuni dipping pretty low there for just a second. May have to get a disperse out here. Nope, looks like he is going to be fine. No dispersion just yet. Talby Tree able to keep him stable. There is a silence on Zuniaki, but otherwise relatively stable on the skill cap side. Still taking a ton of spread pressure from Bleached Bones, though.
Yep, and they are going to continue to do so throughout this entire game.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't hit dampening yet, but it is going to be coming up pretty soon. And, you know, it's got to be wearing on skill cap to you a little bit that they haven't even gotten the trinket yet from Looney this whole game, even with those great pushes forward. Zuni's going to be cloned up now. We do see that the UA dispel caught there by Talby, trying to keep his team clean of those dots as much as he possibly can. But it is a tough line to walk. You know, you have to be keeping the haunts up. The silences do put you behind as well, and he's going to get feared up now. He's going to be falling behind for sure, as No Lifer is going to get bashed on his blink. He was trying to move forward for the aggression, and now there's the Palm Sheep. They're going to set up out of this. He needs to get the ring into the deep now for this kill. Will they be able to do it? He has the 3 icicles remaining. There's the Psychic Core. They're going to try to deep freeze off that. He blinks. He blocks offensively, actually, now. There's the trinket immediately out there, as well as the gateway. Looney is gone, and so is their chance at a kill.
Yeah, no risk taken there by Looney whatsoever. He said, nope, I'm out of here. Trinkets takes the gateway, no problem whatsoever. Completely shut down that push by skill caps. Talby actually in a DR'd clone there, keeping a pretty heavy clone on him there at the moment, trying to wear him down at this point in time. Looks like he is going to be able to get out of line of sight over there again and start to heal back up a bit, but he's not going to be able to keep this up for too much longer.
Laser Chicken did use his Symbiosis shield wall, so that was a bit strange. Maybe they can take advantage of that, but I'm not sure that they're going to want to try to commit to going on Laser Chicken. And No Lifer once again has the 5 icicles. They are going to go on Laser Chicken. They're going to try to take advantage right now, and they may burst him down immediately. He's down to 100K. There's the silence coming out. Do they have the CC for Looney? The Sheep comes out onto him. Laser Chicken in a lot of trouble. I think that silence may have been meant for the other guy, but I'm not sure. Laguna's going to trinket up there. Looney has no trinket available. He is Sheep now into the clone. Laser Chicken looks like he's going to be okay, though, as he gets around the corner and almost paying for that accidental Symbiosis shield wall.
Yeah, and he pushed up with Celestial alignment earlier, so he's not going to have that cooldown for damage for quite a while. Starfall out again, as we do see the healer of Looney just trying to pick his team up.
They're
doing
going
a
to
great job.
Laser Chicken, man. They're looking for the CC on Looney. The fear out on Laser Chicken, trying to get the setup, but they are falling so far behind. No Lifer getting very low. Talby going to be re-feared. The block has to come out from No Lifer. Is it going to be an offensive one? Hex now over on a No Lifer. It is an offensive block. There's the deep freeze. They have the MCS on a Looney. Laser Chicken's going to have to trinket. He blinks out of there, back to Looney. Another trinket forced, but still, it's not enough just yet. They need to get more.
Yeah, the bash onto Talby right there, because he was playing very, very close to both Looney and Laser Chicken on the corner of that pillar. He is down to half right now. We'll see if we can get some follow-up CC. It doesn't look like it. Zuni getting kind of low on mana, but getting those dots back up, because Looney's just doing such a great job of controlling his team, getting all the dots off constantly, but Talby's life just dipping down so low, forcing his team to play back in defensive.
Yeah, and the dampening is starting to ramp up. Time is ticking away for skill capped at this point. They need to make something happen very, very soon here. They've had a few very close pushes that might have gotten themselves a win, but they just don't get. They're not going to have too many more opportunities to actually pull that off. Looks like the the big AoE heal that the Druid, I'm blanking on the name of the ability right now because I'm bad at this, but he did get that out there very briefly, and it did.
Yeah, the Tranquility was kind of a preemptive Tranquility on there, just to make sure he can keep his team going up, provided that they're going to start going into dampening, which they know is a very scary situation playing against this team with the Moonkin. Just the dots will be everywhere.
Set up those silence on a Looney, deep freeze on a Laser Chicken. Devouring play comes out, he's getting very low. Looney's holding onto that trinket, but is the right choice. The Ascendance NS does come out. Now the Palm Sheep going to land over on a Looney. Laser Chicken, though, spamming out those healing touches. Talby's drinking up in the background. Wonder if he should have been there for that offensive push.
He might have been able to set something up, but they may have also wanted to use that offensive push to give Talby time to drink, because look at his mana now.
Yeah, he's going to need that as we are starting to ramp up into dampening even further. But there's going to be a point here very soon where his hots won't even be able to keep people alive. Look at it already. We're starting to see him having to struggle a little bit to keep his team topped off. Zuni dipping low constantly. No Lifer dipping a little bit as well. Talby looking fine at the moment.
Here's the deep freeze. This could be big. Icicle's getting unleashed. Taking a lot of damage. MCS over on a Looney. Is there any follow-up? No. The Devouring Play comes out. That is not going to be enough. The clone is going to have to be used offensively.
As the Side Fiend is there, trying to get some fears off, but it is banished right away. Laguna's been nullifying every single one of those with the banishes, which is great. Celestial alignment back up for Laser Chicken, as he is going to dump some dot damage, and look at the, wow.
Oh my God. The Star Surge crits, and Laser Chicken says, get out to Zuniaki. He is gonna fall.
That was so fast.
Yeah.
That damage.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see them laughing about it. They know. I mean, those crits, man, when you get the proc and it crits with your cooldowns up, it is just insane. And and no chance for Zuniaki to actually disperse there. I don't think you can really put any blame on him for that one. That one just was so out of the blue.
143K.
Yeah, 143,000. I mean, it's like against the Dot team, yeah, sure, you could say, oh, well, he should have done it, he died. But the thing is, I don't hold him responsible for that one at all. I mean, it's so much damage that can just come out of nowhere. And it's like, if you waste your disperse anytime you're around 200K or something, then you're not going to have it when you really need it.
Absolutely. So that does put Bleached Bones up 2-0 against Skill Capped in this series. We said it was probably going to be. I'm sorry?
2-1.
2-1. Yeah, sorry, I said that backwards. That does mean that we are going to probably see. Do you guys think we're going to see a Game 7 out of this?
I definitely think we could. I mean, you know, that is a very spread out map we've seen so far. You know, Nagrand, pretty spread out map. Bleached Bones takes it in dampening. Then we had, you know, a very compact map. Runes, Skill Cap to you, battles back, takes that one. And then Tolvaron, you know, the most spread out map. Bleached Bones, of course, going to feel comfortable there. So I think it's just going to depend on, you know, if Skill Cap can really just force it out and take their maps, because they have to make sure that they're going to do that. And the other thing we have to take into consideration is if we go to the 7th game, you can start repicking maps. And, you know, because Bleached Bones won the first game, they're going to have that advantage. And they're going to be able to have Tolvaron a second time if they think that's their best map, or Nagrand or whatever. So, I mean, it's so important now that Skill Cap wins this one. They need to win. It's probably going to be like a Sewers or maybe like a Tigers.
It is going to be on Dalaran Sewers. And they're excited and ready to get back into the match immediately. Both these teams are matched very well together. You know, that last round, just the Star Surges absolutely destroying Zuniaki.
Yeah.
But at the same time, No Lifer was also extremely low too.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think they had almost no chance of winning that game from the position they were in. You know, Bleached Bones had almost all their cooldowns, and there was just nothing was happening for Skill Cap DU. I mean, they got some people low for sure, but everything was back up, and they never got through really the most important cooldowns. They never really kind of got to the point where it was like, okay, next defreeze they win. So I think that they are going to be in a much better position here on Sewers. It's going to be harder for Bleached Bones to kind of turtle it out to play as defensively as they would like to. And, you know, if they can get in the face of Looney, if they can really kind of take advantage of the fact that he can't get away from them, it could be very pivotal here. It's going to be Game 4, guys. This is the grand finals here at BlizzCon. Let's hear it for these two teams. So on the left, it is Skill Capped EU. On the right, Bleached Bones. Well, it's opposite now, but Bleached Bones going to be on the left of your screen here. It is going to be Looney on the Resto Shaman, Laguna playing the Warlock, Laser Chicken on the Moonkin, and for Skill Capped EU, it's Zuniaki on the Shadow Priest, No Lifer on the Mage, and Talby Tree playing the Restoration Druid.
As we already see the dots coming out from both Laguna and Laser Chicken with the procs up, and just a lot of damage coming out from the Dark Soul dots also, both unused trinkets used by Zuniaki and No Lifer already, as the Icy Veins and the Orb is up. But look, they're not doing that much damage to Looney, but they were able to force a trinket out.
Yeah, that is important. Last game, they were not able to get the trinket with the first surge forward or the second. So, you know, a victory there, I would say. You know, even though they didn't get them that low, they forced the trinket. So, good cross CC to be able to get that done. And, you know, if they couldn't get a good swap onto him and CC up Laser Chicken the next time they go, they'll have a good shot at it. But Laser Chicken is always going to have that Heart of the Wild active. You know, he's going to have that Heart of the Wild NS for the next one, and that's probably going to be what they're relying on.
Yeah, No Lifer actually used an offensive block in that exchange too, which I actually kind of like that choice. He hasn't really needed it too much, at least not this early in the game so far. Laser Chicken now taking a whole bunch of damage out of this. Zuniaki in a fear, just trying to limit that damage a little bit here. And it looks like Bleached Bones has no issue with this damage whatsoever. Skill Cap just not quite ready yet for another push.
Yep, but here they come. Zuniaki going to be surging forward a little bit, looking to get something set up. Drops the Scythe one side. He's going to go on the other side, trying to get the fear over onto Looney if he can. They need to continually get these swaps if they're going to go for them now. We see the Icicles onto No Lifer. He's looking to surge forward. The ring does go down. Laguna going to trick it up there. Looney still, though, has not been able to get connected to.
As Laser Chicken does get feared away. Looks like a NS clone came out onto Talby. Looks like they're going to dump some damage into Zuni, but he's full health right now. No Lifer was their target of choice before. We do see a Palm Poly coming out onto Looney with the cross CC. They might be going onto Laguna with the Orb. Oh,
here it is on Looney, actually. They're going to set up on him, but he got the pre-Mantle Blaster before the deep, and that's going to help him a lot. The Psychic Horror does come out now. Nature's Guardian going to proc. We did see that Silence was a split second too late, it looked like, and he's getting healed up so heavily by Laser Chicken. Heart of the Wild active is there when they need it. And I mean, the delay tactics by Bleached Bones, you know, pushing back Skill-Capped over and over, made it so that No Lifer didn't have icicles for that swap, and it just wasn't nearly as effective as it would have been, you know, 15, 20 seconds earlier, because Looney now has his trinket, so, you know, they only got one more swap in that whole 2 minutes.
Yeah, Skill-Capped has to get through all those cooldowns if they want to be able to score a kill against Bleached Bones here, and Bleached Bones knows it. That's why they're delaying so much, so that they will always have those cooldowns available.
Wow,
Zuni dipping low, wow. Yeah.
Just so much damage onto Zuni that the Laser Chicken with those Star Surge procs, you see one after another, and look at him dip low again. It's just so much damage coming out from this Moonkin.
The enemy spamming out the shrooms, just the AoE damage coming out from him is pretty insane. And we do see, though, Talbytreach stabilizing his team, going to be allowing them push forward once again. Zunyaki going forward. They do drop the ring. There's a Nova over onto Looney as well, but Zunyaki gets feared up now. He's going to be cloned. That's a quick trinket from him. He knows he needs to get there. They do take out the healing stream totem, but still unable to really get to Looney. He's just putting himself in a difficult position to get to, but there is the deep freeze. No damage coming out just yet. Psychic Core, it does go down now, but No Lifer is not connected at all. The silence is going to be used anyway, but still No Lifer not getting that damage out. Now is he going to be able to connect? The Devouring Plague comes down. He's getting pretty low. The Roar comes out. Ascendant's going to be popped here by Looney. He's going to go for the heal. Will he be able to get it? It looks like he's going to be fine. Now the Pet Nova comes in. Is there a Shatter available? It doesn't look like it. Looney goes back to full, and No Lifer just got shut down so hard during that swap. He didn't get a single Ice Lance during his deep freeze.
Oh yeah, and it was a great job by both Laguna and Laser Chicken to prevent that. It's, as we saw, Zuni also got feared right when he was trying to hit the tail end of that burst. You know, the Ascendant's just absolutely keeping his team completely topped.
Yeah, and all 3 trinkets still available for Bleached Bones as well, so it's going to be very difficult for Skill-Capped to set up another nice push here at any time soon. They just have to get through those cooldowns and have not been able to.
Yep, Zunyaki also was sitting briefly at 200 mana. He's basically completely tapped, and you know, it's one of those positions where sometimes you might even have to just disperse just for the mana if you get too low. He's trying to get the VTs up everywhere, and he has one on the whole team right now, so that is going to be helping him out quite a bit. Talby into the clone, but his team looks okay for now. The trinket comes out from Zunyaki. They're going to be going hard onto Looney, but a nice defensive beam back behind the pillar. They can't even do anything with this. The deep freeze comes down, but No Lifer not getting that much damage out. There's a clone onto Zuni as well. The MCS comes out. They're still trying to commit to it. They know they need to, but they can't even get the trinket.
Oh, but
beautiful defensive play. And Zunyaki is now down very low. Looks like he's going to be okay, but still such a beautiful defensive beam from Laser Chicken, just shutting them down on the corner there. They couldn't do anything.
And No Lifer blocked during that exchange too, so he's used both of his blocks offensively so far, which means he could be a target from Bleached Bones, especially when it goes later into dampening.
Yeah, for sure. They've definitely been doing a great job of shutting down Zunyaki, though, just really not letting him get his mana back at all. There's only one VT out, and that's actually just fallen off for
Looney,
Zunyaki.
though. Here comes the setup, and Looney is going to be into the deep freeze. Here comes that Mind Blast. We're going to see the disarm out of that. There it is. 3-orb disarm. Triple Fear comes down. Are they going to have the follow-up silence? They're not going to come out just yet. He actually gets the Dispel off Iron Ward as well, so he shouldn't bother with... Oh, my God. It was actually a Meta Reflect silence onto Zunyaki, and that is heartbreaking.
As Talby is going to pick his team back up, doing great on mana this time around, but we do see the Celestial Alignment with some dots coming out from the Laguna also, as that is going to fade, but look at how much damage they're doing to Talby right now. Stuck in a bash, Barkskin comes up, trying to clone, gets knocked back during the clone.
Once again, though, Looney going to be in trouble. He does trinket late. There's the Link to drop down as well. They are all going to get inside. He will be okay, but a quick trinket Link having to come out there, and he could be in trouble on the next swap, as Zunyaki should have his silence available.
Yeah, and Nature's Guardian procced in that engagement as well, so Looney definitely just does not have much left. I believe he should be getting his Ascendance back soon if he doesn't have it already, but that's going to be like the only thing that he has to keep himself alive.
They need to do it now, though.
Yeah, they have to.
I mean, Laser Chicken, no trinket, Looney, no trinket. This is their kill opportunity. If they don't get it in the next, I'd say, 30 seconds or so, I think there's going to be no chance to get it later. So they know they need to push. They need to get over to Looney, but he knows it too. Look how far away he's playing. He's standing on the gateway on the other side of the map, knowing that they have to get to him, but knowing how hard it will be for them to do so with him this far back. Here comes the ring now, down from No Lifer, trying to push him off the pillar. No Lifer going to be feared up, though. He does have his Icicles ready. He desperately wants to get there, but will he be able to do it? There's the blink forward from No Lifer. Palm Sheep comes out. This is a setup that they want. Zunyaki going to be coming in now. They're looking for the deep. The orb comes out. The deep freeze does land. They're getting this setup. Zunyaki, it needs to get that damage out if he can do it. They could have a chance to get the kill. The clone over on Laser Chicken, he's getting very low. The Battlemaster comes out. There's a triple roar. Silence of all of them. I think he's going to go down. 80k. He still ain't goes down. And we are all tied up. Skill-Capped to you. They had this smallest of windows to win the game, and they set it up perfectly. No Life for the mastermind, getting the Palm Poly out. So many players would have just deeped there. The Palm Poly allowing Zuniaki the time to get there, allowing Talvi the time to get there, to get the roar into the clone on Laser Chicken, so he couldn't help out. For the team to get that perfect setup, they had one chance, they capitalized, and they're tied as a result.
And I am so glad he held on to that deep for as long as he did. It was great seeing him blink in with that Palm Poly, giving Zuniaki time to come over and help out. And that silence, I mean, we even saw the Druid getting involved with the roar. Just everything went perfect for that setup.
Yeah, for sure. Not much more that can be said about that. I think you guys said it pretty well. Just absolutely perfect CC chain there to be able to score that kill.
I've got to say, man, every series, I keep watching a series and I say, okay, well, it's all downhill from here. We can't beat this series. And then the next series comes and I'm like, okay, well, come on. You're being ridiculous. It can't be better than this series. And now we're in the grand finals. We're tied 2-2 on the back of some ridiculously high-level play, some ridiculous games, so back and forth. And, you know, you can't ask for anything more than this. This is, without a doubt, in my opinion, the best World of Warcraft tournament ever. We have the best crowd that we have ever seen as well. You guys have been fantastic. Couldn't ask for any better people to commentate with either.
Oh, yeah. Aww. And we're going into Blade's Edge, it looks like, as it's going to be the 5th map. So this is so back and forth, and the maps, we're coming down to a very small amount of maps that they can pick from at this point. So if it does go to the Game 7, of course, it's going to be free reign for whoever gets to pick it.
Yeah, it's definitely a big deal, and I mean, the real key thing here would be if SkillCap EU could take a win from Bleached Bones on their map pick, because I think they're really going to want to avoid going back to Tolvaron Arena, which probably would be the selection, that or Nagrand for Game 7. You know, Tolvaron especially, though, Bleached Bones looked so dominant. They never really got close to dying at all. So, I mean, knowing how bad that map was for SkillCap EU, I think they have to be desperate for a win here on Blade's Edge, because, you know, you give up another win, that means that they're always going to keep the map advantage for the rest of the series. This is the last chance in the series for them to take the map advantage back. So they're feeling very up against it, I think, here to get this win. If they don't, they have to win on Tolvaron, which is going to be, you know, a feat in and of itself. But we are zoning into the game. It's going to be Blade's Edge Arena. We are all tied up 2-2 between Bleached Bones and SkillCap EU. We're going into Game 5.
And I think what we need to see for Bleached Bones to start to dominate this series is we need to see the Laser Chicken that from the earlier matches. Like, he really set up all the kills as the gates are about to open. 2 seconds for what could be the next map decision for these two teams. It's just so much, it's so important. It's coming down to who can pick the map next if they're going to lose, because the maps, we have like none left after this point.
So much on the line here. 3 more potential games to be played. $120,000 for the victor. Starfall being popped early on. Laguna going to be getting aggressive. Poxy on Bound Will. Clone over onto Talby Tree. They're trying to amp up the pressure. There's the sheep over on Looney. This is the setup they're looking for. Will they be able to get the correct one? No Lifer with the orb coming out. There's the deep freeze. He's going to decide to sit through this. Laser Chicken is MCS. This could be trouble for Looney. There's the roar coming out. Can they fall off the CCS? The clone comes over on a Laser Chicken. Link going to be dropped. I like the choice, but Trinket had to be used as well, which hurts for Looney.
Yeah, and Nature's Guardian proc too, so he is definitely running short on things, again, just with that Ascendance, and I believe he still has his Dwarf Racial, his Stormform ability available, but it's only like a 10% damage reduction. Not a big deal, but 10% could mean the difference if it comes down to it. Now SkillCap's having to pull back again, Bleached Bones having to pull back as well. They need to try and set up another push like that.
Yep, critically though, Laser Chicken did not panic Trinket, nothing like that, so he's going to have Trinket Heart NS available. You know, he has his NS in 10 seconds, his Heart should be up, and he will have his Trinket, so that is key. That is, you know, pretty much a big out, just as big as the Link, really. During these deep freezes, we've seen the potential heals that are coming out, but once again, No Life are sitting back, building up the icicles, looking for the setup. They're going to try to continually work through these cooldowns, and if they could get the potential proper cross CC, they maybe are able to stop Laser Chicken from getting up healing out to keep Looney alive.
As No Lifer is going to post up in the middle of the bridge right now, just stacking those icicles up as he's going to let them fire off one by one at this point. But, you know, he's doing a good job of constantly trying to keep his pet alive with the healing touch and healing it with the Frostbolt, because this enemy team of Bleached Bones has been killing his pet over and over and over this series.
So look for him to go forward here. Palm is now active. He's going to blink in. There's the Palm Sheep going to be coming out. Yep, does land onto Looney. Now they're going to be looking for the damage onto him. Will they be able to set it up out of that? Another Polymorph coming out. The Trinket's already active. So so is that temporal shield. We do see that there's the deep freeze coming in. Big damage going to be coming over onto him. Can they get the cross CC? MCS on a laser chicken, disarm over on a Looney. Cenarian ward is up. They may need the NS shield. Battlemaster comes out. There is that Heart of the Wild NS shield out from laser chicken like we talked about. So another key cooldown has been worked through. Looney will have a trick for the next one. You know, 2 deeps from now, if they can set it up properly, that would be their kill opportunity.
Oh, but look at No Lifer. He has the block. He's on hypothermia. Oh, the offensive block to keep him out of that beam. It was just crazy. Wow, that so much damage. They put it right back onto him when they saw the hypothermia, and
they look so happy about that.
Oh yeah.
You know, Laguna putting the exclamation point on that one. I mean, they are able to punish him, and I you know, it's one of those things that No Lifer kind of has to do with it. We can't afford to get interrupted during these burst combos. One Fear is going to shut down all their damage during these attacks forward. So he's using the Ice Block glyph. He's even altered timing it when he does have that available. It's for the double magic immunity. You know, he is able to use that to kind of just not be interrupted during his combos, but obviously the downside of that is you can be susceptible to these attacks forward, and he hasn't been punished at all in the series so far for it. And then now, you know, out of nowhere, we've seen, you know, Laser Chicken can just put out such massive amounts of damage, and it's like, it's pretty scary to deal with. I mean, he hit him for 150,000 at the end.
Well, that's a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage, man.
Wow, yeah.
And that's 2 of the wins that they've had have just been on the back of those massive Moonkin crits. You know, they got, you know, 145K crit on Zunyaki earlier. Admittedly, it wasn't a game they were probably going to win anyway. But this one was, you know, definitely anyone's game. It was going quite good for Skill Cap to you, honestly. And 150,000 Star Search.
Yeah, it's so much damage that, like, even if he had the block, who knows if he would have been able to get it off in time. It's just such a huge amount of damage to actually try to deal with in that short amount of time.
Yep. And now, I mean, you can see, you know, maybe the nerves a little bit starting to set in as they realize the situation. They have to win 2 in a row, and it's going to be on their opponent's map pick if they can even force that final game. You know, they will have their map selection now. It's going to have to be Tiger's Peak.
It has to be Tiger's Peak.
The only one left in the rotation. So we're going to Tiger's Peak. They need to win on Tiger's Peak, but not just that. They would need then a win on the map selection of Bleached Bones, which would probably be Tolvaron, you know, judging off of how dominant they were. And here is the replay of those final moments. They are going to go aggressive on Looney. They had the proper setup. They do force out the Heart of the Wild NS. There was a nice beam, but see, with that Ice Block glyph, he's immuning the sounds from the beam. He's getting out the damage that he needs to. So this is something he has to do. You know, even using the Alter Time, as I spoke about, for the double glyph there. And Talby now, this is where it starts to go bad. Into the Shadow Fury, the Howl hits all 3 there. They're very grouped up, and look at that damage just flying in. He just gets spiked down so fast.
Yeah, really, really tough for Talby to deal with at that point. I don't know that he would have been able to save him through that ridiculous amount of damage. If he had the Ice Block, there was a good amount of time that he would have been able to use it. So yeah, but like you said, it makes so much sense for him to use it offensively in that situation.
I mean, if he didn't Ice Block offensively there, their swap would have literally done nothing. He would have got beamed. That would have been the end of it. Looney would have been sitting at full HP, and we would have been saying, you know, what a terrible swap that was. It's not a mistake. It's not like a fault to do that. He had to, you know. But just such good CC and such a good burst back from Bleached Bones. I mean, they got a triple Howl. The Shadow Fury hit. They had a Hex out of that. I mean, it was just like Talby didn't have his trinket. There was nothing he could do, and Zunyaki was caught in the fear as well. So there was no support system for No Lifer to survive.
Yeah, and that's really how this LSD2 comp wants to play, is finding those opportunities, like making the game take as long as possible so that they can just sit back and wait and say, okay, right now is a good opportunity for us to get a kill at this point in time. Or, you know, we'll just wait forever and eventually win. Yeah.
But Laser Chicken, once again, you know, playing very well there, being a key player for his team. But all 3 have been playing fantastic on both sides. It is now 3-2 match point here. Potentially the last game of the BlizzCon 2014 World of Warcraft Arena Tournament. And Bleached Bones, they're 1 game away from securing the trophies and the $120,000.
And how fitting is it that it could possibly end on Tiger's Peak, the arena that came out in Miss Pandaria?
Yeah, good point.
For sure. So we will be getting into this game here very, very shortly. Like you said, this could be match point for Bleached Bones. If you want Bleached Bones to take this victory right here, give them a cheer.
I think this audience has switched who they're cheering for. I think that they earned
cheering.
It could be that. I think they earned a lot of respect from that last match against 3 Amigos.
Let's find out. If you want Skill Cap to come back, take 2 games and the finals, give them a cheer. I don't know, man. It's sounding pretty even at the moment.
Yeah, I think these guys are just having fun, man. I'm having fun too.
Absolutely.
Been so many incredible games, but it's going to be Tiger's Peak. It's 3-2 lead for Bleached Bones. Playing for Bleached Bones is Laser Chicken on the Moonkin, Looney on the Restoration Shaman, Laguna playing the Affliction Warlock, and their opponent's going to be Skill Cap DU, Zunyaki on the Shadow Priest, No Lifer on the Frost Mage, Talby Tree playing the Druid. They need to be perfect in this match if they want to force Game 7.
Yeah, and every single one of these guys has been playing their class as close to perfection as humanly possible. Unfortunately, they're not robots. They can't perform everything completely perfectly, but as much as a human can, it's been absolutely fantastic. Just really a thrill to see these guys
Here
playing.
they go. There's the blink forward. Palm Sheep on the Looney. This is the setup they want. MCS over onto Laser. Will they get the resheep and get that setup? There is that resheep down onto him now. They're going to be looking for the damage. Out comes the orb. The deep freeze to follow that up. Zunyaki trying to push forward. He gets cloned, but he's going to trigger that meat. He gets recloned on his trinket. Laser says no, and they are going to get nothing with this first swap.
Yeah, that clone coming out on Laser just a split second too late to stop that cross CC and prevent that damage going out. And now Bleached Bones has given themselves a commanding position this early in the game.
Oh, they have, and Laser has lots of damage coming out. The Troll Racial plus Celestial alignment with Starfall, and look at the damage that he's just dumping into Zuni. The clone onto Talby is going to fade. He does have Hard Up also, helping out with a little more heals.
I mean, the issue here for Skill Cap to you is they have the one move. It's their one punch, you know, and that's all that there is. And they're getting so used to dealing with it now. Talby getting very low. They're going to have to pop the Ursox. He was down about 150k, but, you know, Laser getting so good at stopping that, knew that Zunyaki was going to have to trinket to go forward there, instantly recloning his trinket, and just, it's getting harder and harder for Skill Cap to you, I think.
Yeah, and I love that Bleached Bones is taking the opportunity to go on the offensive here. They're totally a comp that could just sit back and wait this entire time, but they're seeing they saw that they got the better of that initial exchange, and they know that they can then push out and make things extremely scary for Talby in these moments, and make Skill Cap a little bit more nervous about trying to push in the next time.
And I mean, look at Looney. Looney sees No Lifer even moving slightly towards him, gates across the map. He knows every second he delays them on these swaps is a second that Bleached Bones, you know, is getting further and further ahead. But here comes the Palm Poly. They're looking for the setup now. There is Laguna. He's going to get locked on his Sphere, though. The Water Alley coming out, but he gets locked on the Water Alley. Resummon. He's not going to even be able to get a deep. Palm Poly is wasted. They get nothing again. This is looking horrible for Skill Cap DU. Bleached Bones in such an amazing position.
Yeah, and one thing that we actually haven't pointed out yet so far is that Bleached Bones switched to Horde for this team, or for this game. They've gone over to the Horde side so that they have that Orc Racial, I believe, to be able to deal with that deep freeze a little bit better.
Yeah, but now the swap over into Laser. There's a silence on the Looney. Laser taking a fair bit of damage. Barksian is up. He's reducing quite a bit with that. But the clone now to follow it up on the Looney. Laser just trying to heal himself up as best as he possibly can. Gonna hold on to the Heart of the Wild. Does get roared up now. The roar connects on Looney as well. Do they have anything else for him? Not just yet. Heart of the Wild coming out from Laser. Does land the healing touch on himself. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah, really just looking fantastic out of Bleached Bones so far. Skill Cap is doing everything that they can, but so far it just hasn't been quite enough. Laser does take a bit of damage, and he is going to gate out of there. Looney and a Fear as well, but again, Bleached Bones just doing such a great job at disengaging from every single attempt that Skill Cap makes.
And there's a deep right there with the orb on top. Even the stun coming out from Talby to help out as he is going to dispel the UA, and he's silenced. But look at how low he's getting. That was a pretty big heal. Back up to full almost instantly. Gigantic Druid heals coming out from Talby right now, but he's still taking a bunch of damage. These dots really doing work on the team of Skill Cap DU.
Yeah, they definitely are, man. No Lifer now dipping down to about half HP, getting it feared up. Talb trying to keep his team offensive, trying to give them the hope in this game. I mean, it's got to be slipping away for them as Looney, you know, still is sitting on his trinket. Laser's still sitting on his trinket as well. They forced nothing this game. Every swap has been completely slapped down. They need to figure something out, and they need to do it fast, or their chances of winning this BlizzCon championship are going to go down the drain.
Yeah, every single second that passes by, a $sign falls out of Skill Cap's eyes. This is just taking too long for them. They need to make something happen here very soon.
Here's the setup coming, though.
Yep.
They do have that Palm Poly. They're looking for the ring. Can they land it? Oh, a nice knockback into the ring. Are you kidding me? Well played there by Talby Tree. Into the deep freeze now onto Looney, but Zunyaki not able to get there for the follow-up. The link comes down. The silence is too late.
Yeah, and both Laser and Looney still have their trinkets as well. Looney dipping really low, does have to trinket there.
He just trinketed nothing, I'm pretty sure. I think the silence had already expired. I didn't see anything on him at all. I think he just panic triggered an NS there, and that is a big deal. Looney may have just cost his team, cost some team the game if they can get back to him, but they need to survive until that point because Talby is in a lot of trouble. Talby getting very low. The Howl does connect on him. He's getting down to about half HP. Zunyaki low as well. Laser in some trouble. Looney gets into the sheep. Now comes the swap, I do believe. No, we don't see any procs available, and it's going to be a Windwalk Totem coming out for the Nova, so No Lifer cannot get that deep freeze off.
Yeah, just really well played there by Bleached Bones being able to react to that situation. They did try to put the offensive clone onto Laser Chicken, I believe, to get him low. No Lifer now taking a whole bunch of damage, and Talby just doing his best to try and keep him up. There is the roar coming out onto Laguna, trying to limit this damage. Talby desperately trying to get a Cyclone out. He does manage to get one out, but it's so heavily DR'd, barely does anything. Now Talby into a full fear, does not have anything. No, excuse me, it was actually broken early. He's going to try and get back behind
the line side here. They're going on Laser, silence on a Looney. This is risky play going over on a Laser when he still has those cooldowns available. It's a full clone on a Looney. They need to continue the CC. The Symbiosis shield wall is up there. Nice clone over on a No Lifer. He can't get the poly off on Looney, but a good offensive clone from Talby Tree, striking back, denying the incoming heals onto Laser. They need to get something going though. The Palm Sheep comes out. They need to get the damage on Laser. They're not doing it just yet, but he is feared up. They have the Sheep. Will they go back to Laser? Will they go over to Looney? The Dot's coming out onto both now, so it's hard to tell what they want to do. Looney does get sheeped up again. Laser now into the clone, and it seems like Skillcap's a little confused on what they want to do too. The Deep Freeze does come in now, but there's no damage. They already kind of like split everything there. That was kind of disastrous.
Strange. It seemed like they were just going back and forth on who they were actually CCing. Maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there. Talby now finding himself in trouble, trying to get out of line of sight over here. He's so low on mana. He does have that Innervate ticking away on him, which will help out a little bit, but even getting rooted over there, taking tons of damage.
Here they go once more though. Laser in trouble. The clone comes out. Still no trinket available for Looney. If they can get back to Laser, he could be in trouble, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to. They may decide to swap to Looney instead. The roar comes out on him. Talb, 83 is so low on mana. He's got 30k right now. Going to get re-feared up. The orb comes out on a Looney. This could be one of their last chances of the game. The MCS off of that, but Zunyaki's not there to follow up, and Looney just gates away to safety. I feel like Skillcaps is getting into a bit of a panic mode.
The bash onto Talby, having to Ursock at the right moment. That was a scary situation if he had not been able to get that Ursocks off. As Laser is also really low with the clone on to Looney. He does have a trinket, but he's just going to sit there because it looks like Laser is out behind the pillar with Looney right now.
Full ring though onto Looney. That could be pretty important. They need to get something done. They know they have to. No Lifer is going to block offensive, but there comes the deep freeze. Could it be going down here? There's a sheep onto Looney. They have any follow-up CC. The ground gets dropped, but he's not going to be able to get the follow-up that they need to finish off Laser.
Wow, that was a great play by Looney right there. Laser surviving to fight another day, as No Lifer did have to trinket and block very recently. He could be a great target for them as you see them stacking up all the dots on him again with that hypothermia up. Heart of the Wild comes back up for Talby, but he's also taking a ton of damage. If there's just back and forth damage onto both Talby and No Lifer from the team.
They get the full poly though. They're committing to the Moonkin. There's the deep freeze. The orb comes out. He has to trinket, but he's still sitting in the orb. Lots of procs going to be coming out, but they do have a bash back on Talby Tree. They're trying to turn around. Could this be it for Talby Tree? He may be going down here. 80k HP. Laser down is low. They're very, very low. The Ursox comes out. Silence over on the Looney. Zunyaki low. Talby Tree low. The Shadow Fury connects on two. They see the clone onto No Lifer now. He's going to have to sit through it. Doesn't have a trinket available. They have stabilized somewhat. Very close game. Extremely tense, but Talby Tree is just running on fumes. The longer we go into dampening, the worse it's going to get. He's sitting down for a drink. This is huge, and his team needs to defend him. Laser trying to get aggressive. Could he be pushing in too far to stop this? They may be able to set something up. Looney and Laser with no trinkets on either one of them. They need to get something rolling here, though, and they need to do it so fast. Zunyaki now low as the Star Surge does crit. Could he be in trouble?
Yeah, dipped very low there for a second. Was able to be topped back off briefly by Talby Tree, who is now channeling that tranquility as well, just to try and top his team off, doing absolutely anything he can, but he's running on fumes at this point. We're 21% into dampening. Talby Tree will not be able to keep up much longer. No Lifer looks to be the target of choice for the moment, but they're just... Bleached Bones doesn't need a specific target. They just need to keep putting out damage on anything they can see, and before long, Talby's going to be out of mana completely and just not able to keep this team up.
Zunyaki's really hurting on mana too. He hasn't been doing a great job of keeping his VTs up. Looney's just been chain dispelling them, doing a great job as they do Cyclone Zuni with the double Shadow Fury. Looks like they're going to set up onto Talby though.
Yeah, he's in trouble, and I mean, they need to go, and they need to go now. I mean, Looney is going to have his trinket very, very soon. They haven't been able to get a deep freeze out in the last minute or so. They haven't been getting that setup. So he has his trinket available now. That is massive. No Life are going offensive here onto Laser. They're feeling the pressure, knowing they're running out of time. Innervate up on the Talby tree. Will they be able to pull something out, pulls a Purple Rabbit out of the hat as the silence does go down on Laser. They're deep freeze onto Laguna. They're trying to pull off a Miracle Swap onto him. He has no trinket available. Is he going to be able to survive? He does get the heals off. There's a roar onto Looney. They're looking for the follow-up CC. It's not there as it does get grounded. Talby trying to get out of there now. Has a sprint up. He's trying to get back to a pillar, trying to heal his team back up, but Zuni is low. No Lifer is low, and I think we have hit the point of no return. Talby is down to 6k mana. Dampening is up to 30%, and Zuniaki is looking like he's in a world of trouble. I believe that was the disperse coming out from him there, and it in fact was. Talby now is literally on 0 mana. The offensive block comes out from No Lifer. There's the Palm Sheep on a Looney. They're going on a Laguna, but he trinkets. He gates out of there. No chances taken. Talby, though, he's sitting down for a drink. Are you kidding me? Will he be able to actually get this off? His team needs to let him, and he's drinking for so long. He gets back 100,000 mana. It's going to give him a new lease on life in the game.
That was a great drink right there. Knowing his, looks like No Lifer had to block during that engagement too, having the hypothermia up, but Talby able to get the drinks off. If he wasn't able to get a drink at that moment, it would have been completely over.
Yeah, so that's why that's just a good block out of No Lifer, just making sure that he gives Talby that time he needs to get that mana back. But it's only so much mana. I don't know how much longer it's going to last at this point. Fear on a No Lifer. It looks like they're trying to get themselves in a position to set something back up. We're going to be watching for that. There's the deep on the Laguna. Could be seeing something come out of skill capped here, but the deep just goes nowhere.
Silence followed up, though. They're committing. We'll see if it's going to pay off as Laser is cloned up. Looney is still free. Talby really low on mana. Looney's starting to hurt on mana as well, though. If Talby could get out of there, he did have to blow his trinket on a Fear. Perhaps he could survive, but for how much longer? Starfall comes crashing in. Talby starting to really struggle here. Tries to fake TCS. Laguna won't bite. He's down to 200k. He has 20k mana as well. The Fear comes out defensively. CS onto Laser. They know they need to stop the Starfall, as Talby can just not heal through this for any longer. He's trying to get back. He's looking to look for the drink, and he is sitting down. He gets the melt drink off. We'll see if he's going to be able to get much from it. They're holding them back. He's actually getting quite a bit of mana here. This is huge. He does get 100k once again. He refuses to let his team fall.
And No Lifer and Zuni playing very defensive for him, but look at that triple Fear going off. Talby is in a world of hurt coming up right now. It actually turns it around. Zuni taking so much damage, just running around the pillar trying to stay away from Laser.
And the orb came out. It whiffed completely from No Lifer. They got nothing with that. I don't know if they're going to be able to live till another one. Looney is in the deep freeze. There's a Fear onto Laser, but this is desperation time for skill cap to you. Their damage is just not there, and they don't have the proper setup to silence the Fear, and the Sheepers completely overlapped on the Looney. They're trying to go on Laser, but their coordination is fading as they start to get into panic mode here, realizing they have almost no time left in this game. Talby with the full tranquility is going to heal them back up. Laser actually starting to rot down a fair bit. Going to use the Symbiosis shield wall, but Looney, he pops the Ascendance. He has half mana. He can spam it out. No Lifer is getting so low. Another triple howl from Laguna. No Lifer is in trouble. He's trying to get out of there. We do see the damage being swapped over onto Talby, though, as the Iron Bark went up onto No Lifer. There's a big Fear, though, coming out. Can they set anything up off this? Looney still with his trinket. All three members, actually, from Bleached Bone still with that trinket. Talby down to 150k. No mana remaining. Zuniaki tapped on mana. He's at 200k. They need a miracle, and they need it now. Laser Chicken pops his Heart of the Wild. They're going to get offensive. They want to finish off this game. They sense the victory. They feel that championship. It's within their grasp. Will they be able to do it? No Lifer trying to pull back. Temporal Shield is up, but Talby Tree, he has nothing. He blinks forward. This is their last chance. There's a deep freeze on the Laser. Silence over on the Looney. What can they get done? The Fear to follow it up, but No Lifer, he blocks offensive. He's at 100k. Zuniaki's at 100k. Talby Tree's trying to keep them up. Full sheep over onto Looney, but they just have no pressure. And Talby's at 20k. He's going to go down. That is it. It is all over. You have your champions, the global champions. It's going to be Bleached Bones. They take in a wild one, 4-2 over Skill Cap Europe.
Just a beautifully played match out of Bleached Bones. Very by the book all the way through. Not really ever in any huge danger from skill cap that whole time. They just played that flawlessly.
Just incredible play from them. What a story. Laser Chicken was a last-minute replacement at the European Regionals. They had to sub him in. Their player could not get a visa. They bring him in. They 2-0 get through to BlizzCon from the European Regionals. They 2-0 their group. They go through undefeated, no losses in the European Regionals or in the BlizzCon Championships with a replacement. That is just absolutely insane. And not only do they have that replacement, the replacement, in my opinion, is the MVP of the tournament. Laser Chicken just absolutely dominant, but Laguna pumping out 26 million damage, out damaging the other team that game. Just incredible stuff all around. Looney with fantastic positioning. Incredible stuff. We have Zoe on the stage.
And those are your winners of the World of Warcraft Arena World Championship. Please give it up for Bleached Bones. skill capped, fought well, but in the end faltered underneath the guys from Bleached Bones from Europe. Brian Holinka is handing over the trophies, and of course they also will be rewarded with $120,000 prize money. That was an insane day. We had so many great games, amazing plays in the semifinals and the finals. It was absolutely amazing. We see some very happy guys. So congratulations to you. And we want to thank all of you for watching, all of you for coming here into the hall, watching the games here on stage. And of course, give it up for our casters, Josh, Jared, and Isaac, who did an insane job casting all those games. We thank all the teams for participating. It's been a blast. Thank you all for watching, and we hope to see you again next year.